Apa kabar Putri? Sehat-sehat ya?
Mantap, mantap.
Udah habis Cafe The Crack lah ini namanya.
Crack coffee. Iya.
Coffee dong.
Okay, let's
Shall we go inside?
sure.
Okay.
Let's go inside, guys. Hi everyone. Here
Hai.
we meet again in a book review assignment. So we are from Race Runner Group, students of Executive MBA from IPNI Business School. I'm Icha here, and then this is
I'm Baby. Hi.
Hi, I'm Yuli.
Hi.
here. We want to review two books for our assignment for Global Economic and International Business class led by Professor Roy Sambal and Ibu Yulia Susanti, PhD. The first book is Capitalist Realism by Mark Fisher. Enjoy! Today, I want to review Capitalism Realism by Mark Fisher. The key concept, capitalist realism by Fisher, argues that in contemporary Western society, there is a pervasive sense that capitalism is the only way conceivable socio-economic system. He critiques the idea that alternatives to capitalism are inconceivable, making it difficult for people to envision and strive for alternative economic and political structures. The second point, culture and ideology. Fisher discusses the role of popular culture, media, and ideology in reinforcing capitalist realism. He examines how these forces contribute to the acceptance of capitalism as the natural order of things. The third is mental health. The book also delves into the impact of capitalist realism or individual mental health. Fisher suggests that the sense of hopelessness and despair associated with the belief that there are no alternatives to capitalism can lead to various forms of physiological distress. Fisher suggests that the sense of hopelessness and despair associated with the belief that there are no alternatives to capitalism can lead to various forms of physiological distress. Mark Fisher's critique of capitalist realism resonates with many of his readers who are concerned about the perceived lack of alternative to the capitalist system and feeling of political and economic stagnation. He draws on various cultural and political examples, from popular films to the educational system, to illustrate his points. Fisher's work influenced by critical theory and postmodern philosophy, and he effectively combines these theoretical ideas with contemporary culture and politics. Capitalist realism remains relevant in the context of debates about capitalism, neoliberalism, and the search of alternatives to the dominant economic paradigm. It prompts us to question the seemingly unassailable nature of capitalism and its impact on culture, politics, and individual well-being. In summary, Capitalist Realism by Mark Fisher is a book that challenges the prevailing belief that there are no alternatives to capitalism. It explores the influence of ideology, culture, and mental health. In the context of this belief, whether we agree with Fisher's perspective or not, the book offers valuable insights into the contemporary socio-political landscape. So that is my point of view of capitalist realism. And then the next book will be presented by Pak Feby.
Hi guys, so it's very interesting to hear the summary from Icha about the capitalist realism, the author Mark Fisher. Now I will give you an interesting summary also on the second book, which is Alternative to Capitalism, authorized by Robin Hahnel as well as Ian Wright. In these books, there are three main subjects that they are covered. Number one is on the democratic economy. The central theme of the book is actually the exploration of democratic economic models. Hahnel and Wright argue that capitalism has inherent flaws, like the unfair distribution between the wealth and power, as well as the imperialism and oligopoly and monopoly. And that alternative economic system that emphasizes democratic decision making, social ownership and equality should be considered. That's what he says. Number two is on the participatory economics. The authors discuss the concept of participatory economics, or what they call PARECON, which is a model they develop, the system which workers and consumers have a say in the economic decision making, and they are seeking an elimination, avoiding the class divisions, and promoting economic justice. The third one is a comparative analysis. The book provides an in-depth comparative analysis of various alternative economic models, such as market socialism, social democracy, and eco-socialism. It offers an evaluation of strengths and weakness of these systems in relation to the current capitalist framework. Hahnel and Wright present a well-reasoned and comprehensive exploration of alternative economic systems. Their focus on democratic and participatory elements in this system is a key features of this book, and it distinguishes it from other works on the subject. The book remains relevant from my point of view for those interested in exploring alternatives to capitalism and thinking about how to address the economic and social inequalities associated with the contemporary capitalism. It serves a valuable resource for academics, activists, as well as policymakers who seek an understanding and advocate for alternative economic system. While the book offers a rich theoretical exploration of alternative economic models, it may be criticized also for not providing a detailed roadmap for the practical implementation of those systems. Additionally, some readers may find the text to be academically dense and making it less accessible to a general audience. Hope you enjoy and understand. Thank you.
Hey guys, so right now we are continuing at the part 3 explanation about the comparison between the book of the capitalist realism and the book of the alternative to capitalism. So we will give into the fourth part of the comparison. So the first part is about the focus of and the central of the book. So capitalist realism is actually primarily examines the cultural and psychological dimension and contemporary capitalism. So the author, the Fisher, is actually centraling about the many people have come to believe that capitalism is the only viable system. And this belief is so ingrained in society that it has become a form of realism. We shall explore how this capitalist realism affects culture, mental health, and the perception of the alternatives. While the alternative to capitalism is focused on proposing alternative economic system to capitalism, it provides a comparative analysis of the various economic models, including market socialism, participatory economic of what we call is PARECON, and eco-socialism, with the emphasis on democratic and participatory aspect of this alternative. So, second part is about the authors. Capitalist Realism is written by Mark Fisher, a British cultural critic of theories with a background in culture studies and critical theory. While the alternatives to capitalism is collaborative work by the Robin Hahnel and Olin Wright, both of whom are respected scholars in political economy and political science. So continuing the comparison on the style and approach. The first book, Capitalist Realism, combines cultural analysis, philosophy, drawing a postmodern of the theory and popular culture, and also illustrate its point. So, capitalist realism is more focused on the cultural and psychological aspect of the capitalism, while the book of the Robin Hahnel is academic work that the offer of the comprehensive analysis of various economic model. So Hahnel is grounded about the political economy, political theory, and also providing a systemic exploration of the potential alternative to capitalism. We will continue, but on the fourth comparison, on the practically side. The first book of the Fisher book, Capitalist Realism, is primarily function as a critique of the current state of the capitalism, its impact on the culture and mental health. It does not propose practical economic alternative, so it's part of the more on the critique of the our current system of the capitalism. While the alternative to capitalism book by Robin Hahnel is more to give the alternative vision about the alternative economic system, rather to or try to combine the existing of the capitalism, and they try to evaluate the concrete alternative economic system, making it a more practical resource for those who seeking to explore alternative economic model. So guys, in summary, we can summary the comparison that capitalist realism is critical examination of the cultural and psychological aspect of the capitalism, while the alternative to capitalism book offer a detailed analysis of a potential alternative economic system, what we call is Parecon, yeah, with a focus on democratic and participatory element. The two books have a different focus and approach, making them suitable for the different types of reader and purposes. So, I think for the part 3, the comparison and the difference will be that. The part 4 will continue to Bu Yuli. Please, Bu Yuli.
So hi, now we have come to the last part of our book review, and let me start with the things that I like to say about nowadays, that we are more and more digital. Business will generate capitalism of 4.0 or capitalism without the capital or asset. These are shown by Uber, Gojek, and even Grab in Asia. The corporates do not own their own assets like car or motorcycles, except the business properties or application and offices, or even they may be random as well. But back then, in 2009, when actually it arrives, brings with a massive decentralization of the culture, It's a system which no longer governed by any transcendent law on the country. It's the mentals of all such codes, only to reinstall them on ad hoc basic. The limit of capitalism are not fixed by flat, but defined and redefined pragmatically and improvisationally. Capitalism is a monstrous, infinitely plastic entity, capability of metabolizing and absorbing anything which come into contact, according to Fisher 2009. Capitalism realism itself has propagated a business ontology which concludes that everything should be run as a business, including education and healthcare. Capitalist realism, as I understand, is more like a pervasive atmosphere, conditioning not only the production of culture but also the regulation of work and education, and acting as a kind of invisible barrier constraining of thought and action. And how do we want to apply this situation in Indonesia if we want to revert to those two books review between the capitalist realism is the alternative versus the alternative to the capitalism, which is brought with a proposal of democratic economy. The choice between the Capitals of Realism by Mark Fisher and the alternative to capitalism bringing by Robin Helden and Erin Olin Wright for applicability in Indonesia situation would depend on the specific issues and aspect of the country's economic and political context that you are interested in addressing. And here we go, some consideration of the things that I can elaborate from each book. From the Capitalist Realism by Mark Fisher, the book might be more applicable if you are interested in examining how the prevalent belief in the inevitability of capitalism affects culture, politics, and mental health in Indonesia. It can help you understand the psychological and cultural dynamics that influence the acceptance of the capitalism and the difficulties of envisioning alternatives. If you're looking to engage with a broad audience and explore a cultural dimension of the capitalism, this book may be more relevant. And what about the alternative to capitalism by Robin Helden and Erin Olin Wright? This book will be more applicable if you are interested in exploring concrete alternative economy models and their feasibility in Indonesia context. If you are concerned about the economic inequalities and looking for well-structured proposal for alternative economic system that emphasize democracy and participation, this book might provide you very valuable insights. It is essential to consider the specific challenges and goals within Indonesian economic and political landscape. Additionally, it may be helpful to supplement your reading with your local research and analysis to better tailor the insights from either book to the countries to your unique situation. Ultimately, both books can offer a valuable perspective, but the choice should align with your specific interests and objective with addressing economic and political issue in Indonesia. The realism aspect of capitalist realism and its inspiration, social realism, is based on Jacques Lacan's distinction between the real and realities, such as capitalist realism, which are ideologically based on understanding of the world that reject facts that lie outside of their interpretation. Fisher pointed that an appeal to the real, which surprised by capitalist realism, began to deconstruct the pervasiveness of the ideology. And Fisher also points such as climate change, mental health, and bureaucracy that can be highlighted to show the weakness and the gaps in capitalist realism. So, in any case, rationing of some sort is inevitable. The issue is whether it will be collectively managed or whether it will be imposed by authoritarian means when it is already too late. Quite what form that collectivity management should take it again, is an open question, one that can only be resolved proactively and experimentally. The long dark night at the end of history has to be grasped as an enormous opportunity. The very oppressive of capitalism realism means that even glimmers of alternative political and economic possibilities can have disproportionately great effect. The tiniest event can tear a hole in the grey curtain of reaction, which has marked the horizon possibility under capitalist realism, from a station in which nothing can happenly, suddenly anything is possible again. So I'm taking the quote from Fisher. This is quite a famous quotation that attributed to both Frederick Jameson and Slavoj Žižek, encompasses the essence of capitalist realism. He said that it's easier to imagine the world than the end of the capitalism. Hence, it concludes as well to the end of book of our review on capitalist realism. Is there no alternative versus alternative to capitalism? So thank you so much for taking the time to review with us.
I'm Icha.
Rodi. I'm Feby.
And I'm Yuli from Executive MBA IPMI International Business School 2023. So we will be appreciated your feedback and are delighted to know if you are enjoying our book review. So we look forward to see your review. Have a blessed day and good day.
Good day to you all.